Hey there friends, Nibs again, out here at a remote undisclosed location. I didn't plan on doing a video today, so I didn't bring my microphone with me, so hopefully the audio is okay, just using the phone's normal audio. But I stopped in at a local antique store that I had never been in, and unfortunately tomorrow is their last day and they're closing down. But fortunately for me, everything was 25 to 50% off what I bought. So I ended up picking up a very good handful of knives. Some need a little bit of TLC, others are really pretty cool, some stuff that I had never heard of. Some of them aren't quite as vintage as some of my other stuff that I get, but I like newer knives too, as long as they're pretty cool. So I'll save the more exotic stuff towards the end. No particular order though. Some real familiar stuff though. I picked up this little kabar jackknife. This is a looks like 1019. I'm not real familiar with the kabar model numbers, so I'm not sure about that, but it does look like a Delrin handled little guy, but kabar USA. So that is really cool there. Nice little kind of a peanut shaped. I don't know if you'd call that a peanut or not, but really cool little knife. So this whole lot was really cheap. So so this next one is a really cool, I think a very early colonial. It has the straight colonial tang stamp, so we know it's like post World War II era, but it's got a clip point and a pen blade, but the handles on this are pinned on. They're not the ones that are stamped from the end and crimped on from the end. And I know most of the colonials that I've seen that are that later era are all that pinned on. So I believe this is probably a real early straight line colonial. Now this one here is one that I think I may have one of these already, but I couldn't pass it up for, I think it was like $10 with the discount. This is a really nice, I think they call that a cigar pattern, but this is a Imperial with no USA beside or underneath the tang stamp. So that's like I believe a 1930 up to around 46. And also this is pinned handles instead of the clipped on handle scales. A really well made knife, actually. Very cool knife. And as I'm going, I'll put the tang stamps up here so you guys can see what I'm seeing. So now this is one I've heard of this company, but I've never I don't believe I have one of their knives in my collection yet. But so this is a Dunlap, and this one I'm not sure it's ever going to have any spring left in it, but it's a pretty cool knife, so I had to grab it. I did a little bit of research about this company, and Dunlap was a brand for Sears and Roebuck from the 1920s up into it said mid 20th century, so 1950s. But really pretty cool old knife. Little I don't know what you call that, swell end jack or something like that. That one's pretty cool. Now this next one I'd never heard of before, but it is a cool electrician's knife. This one's actually made by, the tang stamp says Holub, Sycamore, Illinois, USA. And I did do a little bit of research about this one as well. And this one actually was made for this Holub hardware chain or whatever it was in Illinois. And they were made by either Schrade or by Camillus, and I believe this one's a Schrade and not a Camillus, because it is not, there's no pins on the handles or bolsters except for the center pin. And what I've learned over the last little bit is Most trades use what they called Swindon pins. So you would the handles would actually clip onto the Swindon pins in behind, and then you would drive the last pin in through the springs and peen it over, and so there would be no. So this is a probably 1960s vintage Schrade made for holub, and then Camillus would have made an electrician's knife similar to this, but I believe that one would have had, you could see the bolster pins for the swivel pin. Now these next two, I believe, are fairly new production, but they're both, I believe they're both USA made knives. The next one I'm not 100%, or the last one I'm not 100% sure, but this one is pretty cool. This one is a called a McCoy muskrat, and I looked up the McCoy, and I guess it's a company out of Arkansas, and they started up in about 2000, and I guess they're still in business now, according to the research that I did. But this is a McCoy muskrat. It has two blades that are the same coming out of both ends. Really nice, very nice constructed knife. Yellow bone handles. Very Case or old Camillus like in construction. And got that one cheap as well. Now this last one I think is pretty new. It is a Frost cutlery, but it is a 4-blade Congress with what looks to be either bone stag or actual stag handles, and I can't tell for sure. It's definitely some sort of natural, like, bone material. So it has a sheep's foot there. It has a, I don't know, is that another sheep's foot on that end too? And then it has a pen blade, and it has a coping blade. So they both, those two other outer ones, longer ones, look like two sheep's foot blades. They look just about identical. Long, I like those long pull nail nicks. That's pretty cool. If anybody knows anything about this, so there's no, it doesn't say made in China anywhere on it. It says Frost cutlery, and then it says German stainless on the other side of this tang stamp. So that is pretty cool. But real quick one for you guys. I thought you'd really appreciate this take on these. What's it? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new knives for the collection. Really cool stuff. But anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.